what you're waiting for, something awful. I like to settle the score. How you dance as the moon hit the clouds. You're a wild child when you sing. You got a bum my mind. He got a bum my mind. He got a bum my mind. He got a bum my mind. I know what you're waiting for, something awful. I hear incredulous roar. All the bands in the room making loud with the boom pow pow. And they sing. He got a bum my mind. 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 He got a bum my mind.
Hi, welcome to Voices, a platform for local musicians. My name is Eddie Zapian, and today I'm going to interview Dylan Santiago, local songwriter and musician. Dylan, welcome to Voices.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I loved your set. It was a great set of songs, quick, good vibes. So tell me a little bit about yourself. You're a musician,
Yes.
a songwriter, you're a world traveler. When I was reading a little bit about you, I saw that you've been to Paris, busking. You've been to Malaysia, is that right?
Yeah.
And other parts of Europe. When you're traveling, are you going for music, or what got you into that bug?
No, I was just traveling. Basically, I was going to school for a bit, and I was saving up money because I wanted to travel. So I traveled like Western Europe, went to about 10 countries, and then I went to go travel and volunteer in Southeast Asia. I think altogether I've traveled like over 20, I think just over 20 countries. But for me, it's mainly it was just traveling, just to go places and see it and just experience it for what it is. And but I did make music along the way. You know, it was just, music is always there, but it was just to travel, just
Sure.
to go.
Yeah, that's what my next question was. Like you said that in one time in Paris you were busking, and tell me a little bit about that story. I wanted to hear. I had a lot of questions about that.
Yeah, so the song "Something Awful" that I played, like most of my songs don't really have a real background. It's just some idea that it's like a made up story or something. But with "Something Awful," there was a time where it was my friend's last day in Paris. I was still traveling, and we were just busking because that's what we did. Mm-hmm. That's what we did in most cities. And a group of guys came up to us, and they're watching us, and then they asked for my friend's guitar. And I think they're from some like African country, and because they played the song, and they're teaching us how to sing it, and they were playing it. And they were saying, "You gotta buy my ma," and he was saying some other lyrics and stuff. I always remembered that little a little catchy tune, I guess.
Yeah.
And I just had to incorporate it in the song just because I just felt like it.
That's
really.
awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I love that. You know, you get that little earworm, especially when it's a good one. Like what was it?
You gotta ba mama. I have no idea what it means. I still,
Yeah.
to this day, I like try to Google it every once in a while, but I can't find anything really conclusive. So
Well, you know, if you're not, you get one little thing off, and you're like, whatever. It's just it's a good track, and people like it. You know, that's awesome.
yeah, thank you.
Tell me a little bit about you have a challenge that you wrote yourself to write 100 songs. Did you give yourself a timeline, or just you want to write 100 good songs?
No real timeline. So I've written about like 90 something what I call good songs. I still kind of want to trim a few, so I might be in the 80s, but it's just something that I write songs almost every day, usually at least 3-4 songs a week.
Okay.
And it's just, basically that's what I want to do. I just want to write songs for a living. So I just kind of, something I do just to get better and better. I'm just trying to make good songs, like songs that you'd hear on the radio, or, you know, songs that are just enjoyable and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But,
that's awesome. My follow-up to that is, what do you consider a good song?
A good song, I mean, it just got, I mean, I've written a ton of bad songs. Sometimes I just get the idea out there and just say, all right, I'm never going back to that again. But I mean, really basic. It just has to be somewhat catchy. If the lyrics sound good, great. I mean, there's a lot of great songs that don't have like the best lyrics. I think, and but they're still great songs.
Yeah.
And then so as long as there's like a certain element where you're like, oh, that's good. I like that.
In your songwriting process, do you make up a chord progression or like the music and then write lyrics to it, vice versa, or is it like a combination of the two?
Kind of a combination. Basically, it just starts with a timer. I just set a timer for 25 minutes. I usually don't spend more than like 4 25-minute sessions, so like 2 hours or so on a song. If it gets longer than that, I just throw it away. I say I can't finish it.
Okay.
And I just do it all together. I usually figure out some kind of chord pattern. I say, okay, then I think of a little melody, and I just try to think of words immediately. I think John Mayer kind of has a video where that's what he says. He just looks in the corner, plays guitar, fiddles around, and just makes up lyrics. And I think that's the best way for me, is just
That's awesome.
try to get as much down as quickly as possible.
Okay. And you've got some stuff out online. Bedhead, I listened to it. I really like that song.
Thank
It's
you.
a great tune. Good lyrics, good rhythm. How many do you have all your songs online? Do you have, like, how many albums have you put out?
Kind of. So I put out an EP,
Okay.
which is about 5 songs, and I put out, I think, another 5 or 6 singles. And they're all basically just stuff I just wrote and recorded, produced in my bedroom. So they're not like super high quality,
Sure.
but they're just something to put out there. What was the question? Oh yeah, so I have about 11 songs on Spotify, iTunes, all the streaming sites. You can go to my website, and then you can get them for free there. I've got a lot of other unreleased stuff. I'm working on a new album with the band. We just had one mic to record it.
Oh,
and
wow.
we all just kind of circled around the mic and recorded it that way, because it's kind of like a quick, cheap, easy way
like
before.
lifestyle, you know,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
unplugged session.
But
almost.
eventually, I mean, I got to do some, real recordings.
Yeah.
Go to a studio and get all that stuff done. But
And you play do you have other instruments that you play, or?
no, just the ukulele. I play a baritone ukulele, which is what I was playing today. But I can play the regular ukulele.
Yeah.
They're pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
But can't play guitar to save my life. I can
Really?
pretend like I know how to play piano if I play certain chords, but I can't
That's
play
hilarious.
anything.
It's funny how, you, from my perspective, I see a musician with a stringed instrument, and I'm like, oh, that translates to bass and uke and guitar or whatever. I bet they're very talented on all those things, but it's funny to hear you say that. I'm really good at this, but that's about where the buck stops for me. That's pretty funny. When all your world travels, going back to that, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have these ideas of always wanting to go places.
Oh, okay.
What was your favorite spot, and what do you think made it that for you?
So my go-to answer, because all countries are cool in their own way, but my go-to answer is Indonesia for a few reasons. I've been there twice now, and because the first time I did a lot of volunteer traveling, and then so when I was there, I was volunteering as an English teacher, and I stayed with the host family. And it was just like a really close-knit, and there was a lot of volunteers too. So during my time there, about like a month and a half, there was about 5 other volunteers in and out. And it was just really close, and the family's really cool. So I went back last year to Indonesia with my cousin, and I'm like, we have to stop by their house. And like, I have to go see them again, and they're still as close as ever.
That's awesome.
And so that was really the experience, with just like having that like, just good people really can really make like a country great.
That's amazing. When you were in those countries, did you bring your instrument? And if you did, like, what did it look like? Were there open mics? You just kind of busk? I mean, obviously you did that also, but was there any type of more organized venues that you would go and perform at?
Yeah, short answer, yes. Long answer, it depends. Like, I always brought my instrument, always had my ukulele, always writing songs, and wherever I was either just practicing or I would, I wouldn't like really seek out places to play unless they were just like obvious. But there are some times, yeah, there's some kind of open mics or someone say, hey, you play something, come to my bar or restaurant or cafe. And I did do a couple like official shows, like when I was in Malaysia, it was like more, I had a friend who just like knew people, so he was able to get me into some like studios and do some events and things like that. And yeah, I did a lot of busking in Europe. I did that.
Yeah.
It's a great place, a lot of great places because I went to big cities and stuff.
What do you have lined up for the future of your music? Are you doing, you said you're trying to get together to record with a band. Do you have a set of songs already, or are you just going to kind of re-record some of the stuff you've already written?
Yeah, so I would say as like the foreseeable future, I just finished editing and everything, the band recordings that we made. It's just going to be kind of like a bootleg style, like just one mic that we all circled around.
Right.
And so I'm going to release that and just sell, some CDs and just kind of promote it a bit, just pretty locally. And so I got that coming up, but eventually I want to do like a series of just like of solo albums and just put that on my Spotify and iTunes and stuff, almost like portfolio in a way.
Yeah.
Like I said, like once I get to like 100 songs, I just want to put out like album after album after album, and then hopefully like look for other opportunities, as a musician or as a songwriter and stuff like that.
Who got you into playing and writing music? Like, what's your biggest inspiration?
The thing that really got me into it was going to open mics. I lived in Orange County when I was around like 18 to like 23 years old. And my friend Rocky, who's a guitar player and who I traveled with in Paris and stuff, he's a great musician and he's doing a lot of things down there. And I think he invited me. He's like, hey, let's go to this open mic, because we would just play Beatles songs basically, just Beatles covers and anything we can think of. And once I saw open mics, I saw people our age just writing their own songs and playing it. I'm like, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know a regular person could just do that. I just thought, I'm like, no, you have to be a special, famous person to write songs, perform them. So just seeing other regular people do it is what kind of inspired me to start.
So you played before you were 18, but you really started taking it seriously right around 18 years old and writing your own music. How long have you been playing your uke?
I've been playing uke since I was 16.
Okay.
I got to borrow it from my school for the summer.
Sure.
And that's when I learned. And then I think for like the next year for like the talent shows or whatever, I played a couple songs and then I just kind of kept with it. I was really bad for many years, but I think when I started writing songs is when I started getting more serious with it, because I'm like, I need to play better.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then you wrote a song called Frio.
Yep.
You said that it's inspired by your Mexican heritage. When you were growing up, was it something like you were inundated in the culture, or just a little bit here and there? Like, what was your biggest influence to be like, I'm gonna write a song in Spanish. I'm gonna pull a Selena. I don't speak Spanish, but I'm gonna make a Spanish song.
Yeah, I would say a big motivator, because I am Mexican American.
Okay.
All my grandparents were from Mexico.
Okay.
And I grew up just speaking English. I still don't know much Spanish. I'm learning today, actually making an effort. And I think just because of my heritage and my name, people will say, hey, can you play for our Cinco de Mayo show?
Yeah.
You know Spanish songs. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And then so, I mean, I've learned a few Spanish songs. I didn't really grow up with them, but then I thought, I want to try writing some in Spanish. So that's my own little kind of, practice.
I mean, it's one of my favorite. I mean, Bedhead, Frio, and I'm sorry, I forgot the title, the Paris-inspired song. Those three are my
Something
top three.
Awful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're great. Let me see. I had a few other questions here. Let's dig into the banks here. When you started taking the instrument seriously, how long before you're like, I'm buying my nice instrument now? What did that feel like? Like, is there a story behind that, or were you just like, whatever, I'm just gonna grab whichever one and run with it?
No, I bought just cheap ukuleles until something happened or I gave one away or something. I thought, hey, I want to get a new one. And so this one that I played is the most expensive one. It's like $300. Nothing crazy in like the instrument world, but I mean, I play like over 100 shows a year. I'm always practicing, so I'm playing almost every day. So I just want something that works and won't break.
So yeah. Oh, and you also are a part of Make Music Day.
Yeah.
My family actually was talking to my wife about you today, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we saw him at Make Music." I'm like, "I'll be dipped, we did."
Yeah.
So you're doing shows all the time.
Yeah.
You're playing. If you're playing 100 shows a day, you're out several nights a week.
Yeah, yeah.
Entertaining folk.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it up. It's
Yeah.
what I like to do, and I want to be out there. I want to be playing shows. I want to be just making music, sharing music with people.
It's fantastic. Do you find that have you met anyone that says, "Oh, I really like this. It inspired me to do something else"? Have you found your music to be inspiring to anybody else?
Inspiring to anybody else?
Sure.
I don't know exactly. Oh no, I hope so. But
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
I hear a lot of good things from people.
Yeah.
And people always say, "Oh, it reminds me of Jack Johnson." I usually get Jack Johnson or like Jason Mraz, and I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, you got a great voice, and it's a ukulele. You know, it's very let's sit down, chill by the fire, listen to some music, and just vibe. You know, it's a great idea for your music.
I carry the whole world on my back, on my back. You tell me all your plans, where you at, where you at. I'll do it all again if you ask, if you ask. You're playing hard to get till you're back for a snack. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm not trying to make myself a fool right now. The fear in the back of your mind's too loud. Above and beyond is where I want to go with you. I'll carry the whole world on my back, on my back. You tell me all your plans, where you at, where you at. I'll do it all again if you ask, if you ask. You're playing hard to get till you're back for a snack. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Listen to the trees and the breeze, flying overseas for the season, tears for the pleasing. I know you're blessed with a body, mind, and soul, a rock and roller. She's a soldier, she's a soul. I'll carry the whole world on my back, on my back. Tell me all your plans, where you at, where you at. I'll do it all again if you ask, if you ask. You're playing hard to get till you're back for a snack. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'll try to be nicer. You're tired by the fire. I love to be near with you. I carry the whole world on my back, on my back. You tell me all your plans, where you at, where you at. I'll do it all again if you ask, if you ask. I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it, do it, do it like you. You talk, 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 but I don't wanna hear you. I'm not a liar, I'm just a sinner. I didn't know that you made so many plans. Is it wrong if I think it's lame to dance? You walk, 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 cause you're way too scared to fall, yeah. I'm not at fault, but I feel a bit annoyed, yeah. You can't advise a flower to grow, or the sun to shine, the wind to blow. Yes, no, your mind is always changing. Now your hair's gone, now your room is rearranged. And I never told you about my past. Is it wrong if I think it wouldn't last? Black, white, there's no room for gray space. Left, right, there's no winning this race. Low, high, can we keep a good pace? You can't advise a flower to grow, or the sun to shine, the wind to blow. You're the apple of my eye in the storm raging over me, sitting on a porch swing, sipping lemon iced tea, looking for the answer at the bottom of the glass, full of sass, sinking fast, pocket full of hash, no cash, no passion, old fashioned, looking like we spent all of our ration, fully capable of all potential in the world, but you can't advise a flower to grow, or the sun to shine, wind to blow. You're the sun to my seed, you're the bird to my bee. Picked you up from the streets, now I'm almost complete. With a lump in my throat, dollar in my pocket. Now I'm living out my fantasies, but don't know how to stop it. In my head, in my bed, am I sick, am I dead? Love, is it lust? I don't care, it's enough. And you can't advise a flower to grow, you can't advise the sun to shine, and you can't advise the wind to blow. You can't advise, 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 can't advise, you can't advise, you can't advise the flower to grow, or the sun to shine, wind to blow. You can't advise, you can't advise, you can't advise, can't advise, you can't advise, you can't advise the flower to grow, or the sun to shine, wind to blow, wind to blow, wind to blow.
Tell me about Wind to Blow.
Wind to Blow.
Because that's another good track, but it's so simple. It's just two chords.
Yeah.
And was that a challenge? Or like I just want to do. Tell me about that song.
Just like most songs, like I'll just have an idea. Like I said, I usually just start plucking some chords, try to find a good progression, and I would say that song was actually inspired by a song by King Cruel.
Okay.
And I think it was called Broke.
Okay.
And basically, and I just have a lot of songs in the back of my mind. I'm always listening to music, so a lot of times I'll get influence from one song or another song, and it just kind of comes out. I'm like, oh, I just stole that song on accident, basically.
Yeah.
But no, I like to take elements and stuff like that. So basically, once I kind of started writing, I'm like, oh, this kind of sounds like that song. I'm gonna kind of go on with that. But it is just two chords. I think it sounds cool, especially if I play with the full band, and it gets like really loud and big, but starts soft, and I don't know, just the lyrics are just kind of like hip hoppy. I listen to a lot of hip hop, like one of my favorite genres. So sometimes when I write, I'll have really simple, just like straight lyrics, or sometimes I'll just throw in 1,000 words and in a verse. But just whatever feels right, whatever seems to work for me.
Which artist do you find the most inspiration from?
Oof, big question. So some of my top artists, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Sure. So like, the Beatles, classic. I love the Beach Boys. Sublime, huge Sublime fan. I do Sublime cover shows as well. Okay. And big Weezer fan. I love Daft Punk. And for hip hop, I'm a huge fan of like Kanye West, Eminem, Chance the Rapper, Tyler the Creator, Frank Ocean. And I think, there's 10 of like my go-to. Like, if I can't think of anything to listen to, I'm gonna usually pick one of their albums.
When you're writing, whether you have that on or not, if you are in a certain mood, do you find that writing changes it from a negative to a positive, or do you just kind of feel those feelings, put it into a song, and kind of go from there, no matter how you're...
It does happen that way. If I'm just sometimes I'm just feeling something, or I just have like an idea in my head. I just have to write it down. But usually I just force myself, like, you know, usually after I wake up, have some coffee, then I just set the timer and just whatever comes, you know, whatever I can really bring out. I wish I could just be inspired and be like, oh, I got a song, I got to write it. But I mean, that doesn't happen as often as I would like. So I just, you know, force myself. And like I say, I just play, and then I'll try to see what I'm feeling at that moment and try to come up with a song. But
Which one of your songs was the most challenging that you're most, like, not that you're most proud of necessarily of all your songs, but the one that was the biggest challenge as a concept to end, that you're like, oh, I really like this, and it started with not anything good, and you like, do you have something like that in your?
I mean, I'm sure I do. I have a few songs that, and I'm not sure if it's any of the ones I played this time, but I have a few songs where like I'm still kind of keeping them to the side. I'm like, I don't like it yet, but there's something that I really like about it. I want to change it.
Yeah.
But like I said, most of the time, if I spend more than 2 hours on a song, I'm just gonna throw it away. Like I'm not gonna try to, I don't know.
Yeah. Have you had that where you threw it away and the thing just comes back to you?
I think, yeah, sometimes in your head or an idea, I'm like, oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that's good, but yeah, I'm not gonna like keep, you know, just like trying to revive, you know, like a dead song or anything like that.
If you try too hard, then it just is too forced and nothing really comes out. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. Well, if anybody wanted to get more information or find more of your music, where would they go?
Really easy. My website, dylansantiagomusic.com.
Okay.
And just on the front page, I usually invite people just to sign up. I have a regular sign up. I give regular updates, usually just on what I'm playing or anything new. I try to write some stories about whatever I can think of. It's just off the top of my head. And on there, you have links to Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, whatever you listen to music to. You get free downloads. But yeah, really easy. dylansantiagomusic.com. And then from there, you can find anything.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. That's pretty much those are almost all the questions I have. So, well, Dylan, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an amazing day. Love listening to your songs. I love watching you just kind of like second nature. It's like you were talking to everybody here in the studio. And you can go from there, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Voices, a platform for local musicians in the community. My name is Eddie Zapien. Again, today we were joined with musician, singer-songwriter Dylan Santiago. Hope to see you on the next one. Have a great day.
All right.
I don't know. How long was that? Might have been 30 minutes, might have been 5. I'm not sure. Is that too short? Talk about too short.
Too short.
Cool. You're gonna just pop in or what?
Yeah, I'll give you the
Minutes or
red light.
yeah, you're gonna
Bring in
the hook.
yeah, ready, right?
I
Ready.
think so. Yeah.
All right,
Let's rip.